People who have had sex with their best friend's parent. How did it go? My mom took my best friend's virginity. That was the ducking worst when I found out. How did you find out? Family cookout party. I invited 2 friends over to hang out and drink. Family was really lenient. We got pretty drunk and I noticed friend A hitting on my mom. I was drunk enough to say something. This turned into a bit of a fight and friend B pulled me to the side to calm me down. I know this sounds unreal or irrational, but he looked me straight in the face and said, "Don't be mad at friend A. I'm the one that had sex with your mom." Edit. I later found out that they had sex weeks before this cookout. Apparently it happened when I was passed out drunk and he spent the night. Ducking terrible. It was only my second ever time having sex. She started going down on me and I blew my load within about 30 seconds. She laughed at me, "Thanks for that, Lois," and said, "Don't worry, sweetie. You'll be reloaded in a few minutes." So after munching down on her hairy, tangy pussy for a few minutes, I was ready to go again. I came 30 seconds later. She laughed again and said that maybe she chose the wrong friend. Jokes on her though, because now I can last twice that long whenever I want. I had a good friend in high school whose mom was super hot. I mean, super hot. Everyone knew this. It was known. Anyways, she was single and always seemed real flirtatious around me. Once I told her a joke in the kitchen, and she touched my arm and sort of leaned in and her titty grazed my elbow. It was amazing. I came for 45 minutes. Edit. That counts as sex, right? Any more beat her and you'd be a Greek character. I was 24, his mom was 51. She was a very nice lady that had been divorced about 6 months. She was lonely, we slept together twice. To this day he doesn't know. It's been a few years now and his mom and I act like nothing ever happened. We golfed together a couple weekends ago. So nothing changed for us. Obviously a throwaway. I ducked one of my best friend's mom for about a year. Her husband was cool with it. And a bit jealous she was doing an 18-year-old. And he wasn't. I'm going to be a bit guarded with details. But she ran a business that involved traveling around parts of the country and I was employed by her. Because I was out of school. And an employee. Her son never put 2 and 2 together. I would travel with her. And stay in hotels with her. So it was THR perfect cover. I don't really know how it started. But she and I hit it off. She asked me once if I wanted a blowjob or to be made love to. She's the only woman that has ever successfully sucked me off to completion. It was ducking wonderful. Most awkward moment was definitely when she said that's where Johnny came from as I stuck it in her box. It's been almost 20 years now. You know that saying about older women really knowing what they're doing? Totally ducking true. Not quite the same light. Since we're not best friends, but I maintained a friendship with my ex's son outside of our relationship. She's now 36. He's 19. And I'm 28. When he gets moody I tell him to quit his it or I'll go plug his mom again. Good friends aren't. Not me. But I was in the group of friends. She was 40ish. He was 18. He bragged about it a bit until we laughed at him. She was at that age where she wanted to be reassured that she was still pretty. We sometimes see her and her husband at family events. He probably found out about it, but seems to have accepted it. She is courteous, but not over friendly with us anymore. I hooked up with a pretty close friend's aunt one night. I'm also friends with the girl's mom. The sister of the lady I hooked up with. She was on the couch in the living room. It was an awkward morning. That's not too bad. I drunkenly walked into my divorced friend's mom's room one night because I thought she was flirting with me that day. But when I walked in she turned the lights on and said, "What the hell are you doing? You're drunk. Go downstairs." And I walked downstairs. In my boxers. One night me and my best friend go to our regular bar and his dad and stepmom decide to join us. His dad is a little older so he tired out early and left, but the stepmom, we will call her Leah, decided to stay behind and drive us home since she doesn't drink. Upon hearing that we had a designated driver, we started pounding shots heavily until we were both blackout drunk. I vaguely remember Leah following me around all night like a little puppy. I kept telling my friends to save me from her because her intentions were clear. The next morning I wake up with no recollection of getting back to my friend's house. My subconscious was telling me that something bad happened though, and it was nagging me all morning. Also, she was unusually up my butt all day and she whispered to me at one point, "I would love to finish what we started last night." At this point, I knew something bad happened but I had no memory whatsoever. Once I got home, I texted her to ask her what happened. She sends me a very long and detailed account of the night. She said that I refused to have sex with her but I didn't fight the blowjob that she gave me. I literally did not remember any of it. Her husband and my best friend's dad happened to read that text and he was furious. I am no longer allowed over there. My friend doesn't hold it against me because he knows full well how drunk we were because he didn't remember a thing either. This happened about 6 months ago and Leah still texts me at least once a week trying to get me to duck her. She is still with her husband and he never really took any of his anger out on her. She was 100% sober but somehow he held me fully responsible.